Good morning students. In this video we will continue with our chapter 4 of science, materials, metals and non-metals. In the previous video we have learned that about different physical properties of materials which helps us to distinguish between the metals and non-metals. But the matter of fact is that only physical properties are not sufficient to categorize the materials into metals and non-metals. And why is it so? Why physical properties are not sufficient to classify? As you remember, you have learned that mostly metals are hard. One of the physical property that mostly metals are hard. But there are the exceptions. Sodium and potassium are soft metals. And in similarly, in the similar way, you have learned that metals are solid at room temperature. But again there is an exception, mercury, the metal which is found in liquid state at room temperature. So there are many exceptions also. That's why now I hope you all understood why only physical properties are not sufficient to classify. So we should have the knowledge of chemical properties of materials also. Let's first learn about the reaction, how the materials react with oxygen. Let's see how metals react with oxygen. Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxide. It will get more clear by taking different examples. Okay, let's take an example of rusting of iron. Rusting of iron. Iron, if exposed to air and water, forms rust, that is iron oxide. The reaction of rusting of iron can be given as iron reacts with oxygen and water and produces rust and hydrogen. You can have another example, that is burning of magnesium ribbon. When magnesium ribbon burns in air, it forms the bright white flame and produces magnesium oxide. Now here Paheli is having a question, does copper also get rusted? She says, I have seen a greenish deposit on the surface of copper vessel. So she is asking whether that greenish deposit is also a rust. The answer is no. Students, when the copper exposed to moist air, it forms green color coating on it, which is a mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. It is not rust. Next, now we have to learn about the nature of oxides of different metals. Nature means whether the metal oxides are acidic or basic. Okay, this we are going to check by using litmus paper. Let me recall you how litmus paper work. If litmus paper turns blue, red litmus paper turns blue, then the solution is basic. And if blue one is going to change into red, then the solution is acidic. Now, by the help of an activity, we are going to check the nature of iron oxide. What you have to do, dissolve a small amount of rust in water and then dip red and blue litmus paper in it. You will observe there will be no change in the color of blue litmus paper, but the red litmus paper changes into blue. Now you can repeat this activity by using magnesium oxide ash, dissolve it in water and again check it with litmus paper. You will find the red litmus again changes into blue. In this way we can conclude that metal oxides are basic in nature. Next, let's understand how the non-metals react with oxygen. Non-metals, when reacts with oxygen, it also forms non-metal oxides. Okay, let's understand this by performing an activity. Take a small amount of sulfur in a deflagrating spoon and then burn it. It will form sulfur dioxide gas, which you have to collect it in a jar and cover the lid. After some time, dissolve some water or put some water in it. Then it will form the solution of sulfurous acid. And when we will check it with the litmus paper, we will find that the solution will turn the blue litmus paper into red, which means the non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Now, next, how the materials react with water. Metals, when react with water, it forms metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Students, the intensity of reaction of a metal with water depends on its chemical reactivity. Some metals react very vigorously with the water. For example, sodium. Some metals react means very slowly with the cold water, but when we will warm the water, it reacts very rapidly. For example, magnesium. In some metals like zinc and iron are less reactive, which even doesn't react with the steam also. Whereas some more metals like copper, silver and gold are so unreactive that they do not react with water, even with the steam. So now how the sodium metals react very vigorously with the water, let's understand this by doing an activity. What you have to do, cut a small piece of sodium metal carefully and dry it by using a filter paper. Then placed this in water filled in a beaker. You will able to listen some hissing sound and bubble formation, and soon the piece of sodium metal catches the fire. When the reaction stops, touch the beaker. When you will touch it, it will feel somewhat hot because heat is produced in this reaction. And when we will test this solution in the beaker with red and blue litmus paper, we will find that it turns the red litmus paper blue. This shows that the solution formed by the reaction of sodium and water is basic in nature. Students, sodium is a very reactive metal. It reacts with water and many other gases present in air. So, if sodium metal is exposed to air, it will react with the various components of air. And to avoid this, to prevent this, means its reaction with the moisture and other gases, sodium metals is always stored under kerosene. Potassium metal is also very reactive, so potassium metal also stored in kerosene. Next, how the non-metals react with the water. Students, actually non-metals do not react with water. Sulfur is a non-metal. Sulfur does not react with water at all. But there are some exceptions always. Phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal. It reacts very vigorously with air. So, to prevent it reacting with air, phosphorus stored in the bottle containing water. Here at last, let me remind you in short that metals when react with oxygen forms metal oxides which are basic in nature, and non-metals react with oxygen and forms non-metal oxides which are acidic in nature. Metals react with water and forms metal hydroxides which are basic in nature. Non-metals doesn't react with water. Phosphorus is a metal which is stored in water. So as it is very reactive with air. Okay, so to prevent it, it is stored in water. And sodium is a metal which reacts very vigorously with water. So to avoid its reaction, it is stored in kerosene.